Huh?
It's like,
Yeah, we're getting audio.
yeah. But not now, because it's musically loud.
Keep it that way. I'll be here.
Yeah, you have it on now. There's music. There's music playing.
Number 29, Taylor Martin. Left fielder number 5, Lexi Avalos. Third baseman number 22, Kendall Richardson. The center fielder, number 7, Ashton Reynolds. The first baseman, number 28, Raven Bass. Third baseman, number 16, Kiara DeCrane. Left fielder number 14, Bryn Stockman.
And welcome to Fun Valley, everybody. I'm an inning late. Steve Carpenter with you. I had an NJCA function that I had to take care of in town as the Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball teams qualified for the NJCA tournament. More about them later. It's time for Blue Dragon softball for a month, for the first time in a month that we have broadcasted. Garden City was good enough to stream their broadcast, as was Cloud County. So our thanks to those sports information departments for doing so. But now the Blue Dragons taking on the Hesston Larks in a regional matchup. No score, top of one. And it was a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for DJ Cannon, and she goes after her 8th victory. Catcher Sam Amarante steps in to face the left-hand hitter. There's a hard shot down the right field line that lands in for a base hit. Shelby Felvis gets it quickly. She's going for two. The throw not in time. And it's leadoff double for Amarante. Went the other way with it. It went right down the right field line. Perfectly placed ball. And Amarante beats it out for a leadoff double. The first hit of the game off of DJ Cannon, who is 7-0 coming in with a minuscule 0.67 earned run average. Batter now, shortstop Sierra Long. Swings and misses at that offering. Long hitting a very sizzling .491. 27 hits and 55 at bats. 5 home runs, 22 driven in. 16-7 is Hesston coming into this one. Rise ball swung through and missed, and it's 0-2. Cannon in the first inning recorded 1 strikeout and had a couple of pop-ups, one in fair territory, one in foul territory. The wind in the 0-2. Just off the plate wide. And it's ball and 2 strikes. Pitcher right around the zone, right where she wanted it. Got her swinging on a screwball. That's a second strikeout for Cannon. Went away here in the Hesston second. Hutchinson coming in with a 12-2 record, and you might say, no, wait a minute. The Dragons have lost 3 games. Well, on the field, yes, they have been behind at the end of 3 games, but Rose State had to forfeit a game One of the losses down in Midwest City on March 3rd. First pitch to right fielder Jocelyn Chavez is low and in for ball one. So the Dragons end up getting 2 wins out of that Rose State doubleheader. 3 for 4 on that road trip, and now sit 12-2. Pitch taken a little bit low for a ball, and it's 2-0 to Chavez. Jenna Schneider, the first baseman, waits on deck. Inning started with an Amarante double down the right field line. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch. In on the hands, fisted foul, and it'll get out of play over the Hesston dugout along the third base side. Count now 2-1. Last time Hutchinson played here at home, way back on February 8th, the home opener. There's the 2-1. A little bit low, 3-1. That afternoon, a doubleheader sweep of the Pratt Beavers. They were supposed to play Colby that following Saturday, but weather wiped that out and ended up wiping out that entire doubleheader. That'll be rescheduled. 3-1's hit down the left field line, giving chase to Stockman. She catches it in fair territory. Good running catch by Bryn Stockman down the left field line. Staying put at second base is Amarante, now with 2 out.
First baseman number 43, Jenna Schneider.
And I'll bring up the first baseman, Jenna Schneider. Schneider hitting .257 for the season. No home runs, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. Strike call, outside corner. Dragons at home for 8 straight before they hit the road again. Good high changeup, swung through and missed, and Cannon's up in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Wind blowing out today to right field. 8 to 15 miles per hour. Changeup misses high, 1-2. Cannon making her 8th start and 9th overall appearance, 7-0 with 2 shutouts, a 0.67 ERA. Here's the pitch. Off the plate wide, 2-2 to Schneider. In 40 in the third innings pitched, Cannon has allowed 27 hits, only 4 runs. 3 of those have been earned, 55 strikeouts, 15 walks, and opponents hitting 184 against. 2-2 pitch. Got her swinging, and the inning is over. So Cannon works around the leadoff double by Amarante and strands her at second. 2 strikeouts in the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning here at Fun Valley in game number 1. And there's no score between the Blue Dragons and the Larks. Cameron Pope to lead up to bottom of the second inning for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Polls coming out today. Blue Dragon baseball not ranked. We'll see where the Blue Dragon softball team comes in a little bit later. Cameron Pope, sophomore catcher, hitting .383 for the year with 18 hits, 5 doubles, 5 RBIs. First pitch from Ashley Yasin is outside ball 1. Fastball taken a little bit low, 2-0 to Pope. Yasin out of Lake Isabella, California. She's a 5'4" sophomore righty. Here's the 2-0 to Cam. Right through there for a strike. 2-1. Yasin 9-3 with a 2.78 earned run average. 10 complete games, making her 12th start, 16th overall appearance. She's already thrown 78 innings. That's curveball way outside, 3-1 to Pope. 76 hits allowed in those 78 innings, 51 runs, 31 earned, 100 strikeouts to 24 walks coming in. She has allowed 3 home runs. 3-1 to Cam. Inside corner at the belt, a strike call, and it's a full count. Cam on Friday out of Garden City had both starts at third base with Kiara DeGrain a bit dinged up. Payoff pitch, curveball right in there, called strike. That is the 4th strikeout now for Ashley Yasin. Last inning started off, the first inning started off with a double by Izzy Godinez. Ashton Reynolds was caught looking. Raven Bass went down swinging. Kiara DeCrane walked, and Bryn Stockman took a called third to end the inning. Now Shelby Felvis, who's on quite a tear right now. She swings and misses at that first offering. Felvis hitting .395 with 17 hits, 5 doubles, 14 RBIs. She scored 10 runs. Curveball off plate wide, 1-1. This Hesston team owns a victory over nationally ranked Cowley. Yasin the winning pitcher in that one. The pitch. Blowing in 2-1. Hesston 16-7 coming into this one. The pitch. Strike called outside corner. 2-2. Dragons, first time around the order, not getting very many good looks at the Hesston right-hander. There's a cue shot off the end of the bat, foul. Shelby Felvis out of Marion, Kansas, stays alive at 2-2. Nice crowd is congregated out here at Fun Valley. Again, home for the first time in more than a month. The pitch. Tied her up, and Felvis goes down swinging. Strikeout number 5 for Yasin. 2 up and 2 down for the pitcher, DJ Cannon. And DJ has been battling it at the plate lately. Her average has dropped to 161.
DJ Cannon.
5 total hits and 31 at bats. She did have a home run Friday at Garden City, so maybe she's coming out of it a little bit. Dropped to the 9th spot in the order after hitting in the 3-hole most of the last couple of weeks. Ball 1, taking it up high to DJ. Now Sam Amarante, the catcher, wants to swap out softballs. Usually it's the pitcher that wants that done, but Hesston's catcher took charge of that. Now we go back to work. Cannon up in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. The Hesston outfield completely shallow. This is as shallow as I've ever seen an opposing outfield playing against Hutchinson here at Fun Valley. Curveball for a strike outside corner, and it's 1-1. So Yasin showing a lot of movement pitches. And now the Dragons haven't figured her out yet. Just 1 hit. The pitch. Swung through that rise ball to DJ, and she's down in the count 1-2. Dragons did work the pitch count in that first inning. That was her 37th pitch through an inning and 2/3 for Yasin. So the Dragons did work the pitch count a little bit. 1-2. That one spins outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Dragon sophomore pitcher from Fort Worth, who will next year be a UMKC Kangaroo. 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, full count to Cannon. Yasin does work the corners. Therefore, the pitch count's going to be up on her routinely. Here's the payoff to Cannon. Jam shot lifted foul by the Hesston dugout. No play for third baseman Kendall Richardson, and we'll reset and do it again. These are not Jayhawk Conference games, but they do count toward the regional seeding, so these are equally as important as conference games. Once again, the 3-2. High pop, left side. Richardson gives chase. Also, Sierra Long, the shortstop, gives chase, but it lands out of play. And we'll do it again. Once again, the 3-2. DJ works a 2-out walk, a nice at bat. That'll get it back to the top of the order. Or excuse me, the 9-hole hitter, Bree Johnson. Bree making her second start. This is just her 4th at bat. She's 1 for 3. 3 runs scored. She pinch runs routinely. She takes ball 1 from Yasin. Bree out of Ozark, Missouri, a freshman. Getting the start at second base today as the Dragons have had to shift their lineup around a little bit without the services of Becca Roberts today. Swing and a miss on a rise ball, and it's 1-1. Becca attending a family function and not available to the Blue Dragons today, so Bryn Stockman moves over to the left, Shelby Felvis to right, and Johnson is in at second base. Bree doesn't chase after that rise ball, and now ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Movement pitcher like Yasin, it's important not to chase the rise ball because that's where you get behind in the count. The pitch, curve ball, strike called to knees. Bit of a wide corner. We saw that at the end of the first inning when Bryn Stockman was rung up and just happened to be standing in a different location, and the pitch was outside, but was called to strike nonetheless. Now the 2-2. Curve ball low and away, full count. So the pitch count elevated through 2 innings, now 47. That bears watching further into the game. Swinging a foul ball. 3-2, 2 outs. Cannon will be moving on the pitch. He got a late jump. Fortunately, Bree fought it off, and we'll do it again. The runner goes, the pitch, called strike 3, curveball inside corner, and that one was there. And for the second consecutive inning, Ashley Yasin strikes out the side, working around a 2-out walk to DJ Cannon. We're through 2 here at Fun Valley in game number 1. This is the Dragons nothing and the Larks nothing. Pitchers duel through 2 here at Fun Valley. No score between the Blue Dragons and the Lark in this regional matchup. Steve Carpenter with you. Again, couldn't be here for the first inning because of an NJCA function I had to attend at the sports arena. We'll get out here and just missed the first inning. I expect to take a little bit longer, but fortunately we got things wrapped up quickly, and now we can sit here and enjoy a nice afternoon of Blue Dragon softball from a chilly Fun Valley. Not unbearable, but chilly. Here's second baseman Kaylin Lassley hitting from the left side. Little jam shot poked into shallow center. Coming on is Ashton Reynolds. Did she catch it? Yes, she did. Sliding and making a basket catch. And that's why she's the best center fielder in the Jayhawk. Good read. Came up hard and made the catch. Great play by Ashton Reynolds for the first out of the third inning. So here's Bree Baca, the 9-hole hitter and designated player for the Larks. Strike 1 from DJ Cannon. Cannon has allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 to Baca. Swung and fouled straight back. And it's 0-2. Baca hitting .278 with 10 hits, a double, and 2 RBIs. The line of the 0-2. Baca wouldn't chase the rise, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to the Larks' designated player. One-two pitch. Little check swing foul. Let's set the Dragon defense for you. In left field, Brent Stockman. In center field, the aforementioned Ashton Reynolds. Shelby Felvis is in right. The infield after this pitch. 1-2 delivery. Roller to short. Godinez fielded on a big hop. Pours it across in time to Raven Bass, and there's 2 away. We just mentioned 2 of those infielders. Kiara DeCrane at third.
Center fielder number 29.
Izzy Godinez at short. Bree Johnson getting the start at second. Raven Bass at first base. Cam Pope behind the plate. And DJ Cannon, who's worked a very efficient third inning to this point. Now it's top of the order, Taylor Martin. Swings and misses at that. Cannon offering. Martin struck out swinging her first time. Hitting .274 for the year with 17 hits, 3 doubles, and 6 RBIs. The pitch. Changeup misses outside, 1-1. Hesston as a team hitting .338 for the year. Pitch just misses the outside corner. A moment of silence brought to you by everybody here waiting to see what the home plate umpire was going to call. And most were disappointed. Now the 2-1 pitch. Low and in, ball 3. 3-1 the count now. The Larks leadoff hitter. Lexi Avalos would be next if Martin can extend the inning. Lost her a 2-out walk. First walk issued by Cannon. And that'll bring up left fielder
Number 5, Lexi Avalos.
Lexi Avalos. She popped up to Izzy Godinez at short her first time up. Avalos coming in, hitting .429 with 27 hits. 5 doubles, a triple, and 5 driven in. She has scored 20 runs. Big hack there and misses. Big week for the Dragons this weekend. Back-to-back home doubleheaders against Coffeyville and Labette. We'll have them all for you. Runner goes. The pitch aside to throw down. It's not in time, and Martin steals the base. It's her 8th stolen base in 8 attempts this year. So she's now in scoring position with 2 outs. It's a 1-1 count to Avalos. There's a shot to middle. That's a base hit. Hesston's going to take the lead. Martin rounds third, and the 2-out walk comes home to bite DJ Cannon. The Dragons trail 1-0. Nice little inside out swing by Avalos. She delivers her 6th RBI of the year. And the stolen base pays dividends as Hesston takes a 1-0 lead. Now third baseman Kendall Richardson. He popped up in foul territory to Raven Bass her first time up, and she takes a screwball outside, ball 1 from Cannon. It's been very rare this season that Cannon has trailed in a game. It is only the 5th run she has allowed this season. Well hit ball to right center field, going back, and it's over the head of Felvis. Avalos being waved around third as Felvis misses the cutoff, and it's 2-0. Hesston, a couple of 2-out RBI hits. So the 2-out walk now really hurting DJ. Lastly was robbed of a hit on a great running catch by Ashton Reynolds to lead off the inning. Then Baca hit a routine grounder to Izzy Godinez at short. Since then, it's been a walk, a stolen base, an RBI single, and now an RBI double. And catcher Sam Amarante, who doubled her last time up, steps in. Now 3 hits allowed by Cannon, 2 for extra bases. Amarante's was an opposite field double down the right field line. That led off to second, but she was stranded there. Cannon works inside, but a little too far inside for ball 1. So the Dragons haven't had very good luck so far against Ashley Yassin. Gonna have to come from behind. Strike called outside corner, and it's 1-1 to Amarante. The pitch. Foul off to the right, and it's 1-2. This Friday, Coffeyville in town. Doubleheader at 2 and 4, and then Labette. Always a crucial series in the Jayhawk East season. They're in on Saturday. Again, we'll have both broadcasts. 1-2 pitch. Foul up the screen. Mixed in between all these softball broadcasts, Blue Dragon baseball tomorrow from Hobart Detter Field, a single game against North Iowa Area Community College. And then on Thursday, the Blue Dragons go to work against Butler. Start of a 4-game set with the Grizzlies. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the rise ball, and the inning is over. But Hesston does some 2-out damage. RBI single by Avalos, followed by an RBI double by Richardson. 2 runs on 2 hits, but the 2-out walk was the big key in the inning. After 2.5, it is now Hesston 2 and the Dragons nothing. It'll be the second time around the order for the Blue Dragons against Hesston pitcher Ashley Yassin. 6 strikeouts through 2 innings, now 106 for her season. Again, it will be the top of the order. Izzy Godinez, Ashton Reynolds, and Raven Bass. Godinez, the only Dragon with a hit, and a leadoff double to start the first. She was left at second base. Izzy, after that hot start, has dropped off. She takes a strike on the outside corner. Again, the outside corner a little bit wide right now if you're a Blue Dragon fan. Izzy with a team-high 23 hits, a 442 average. The pitch. Bunts through that one for a strike, and Godinez is down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 23 for 52, 5 doubles, 7 RBIs for Izzy, the sophomore from Hutchinson High. The pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. Izzy with an on base of 444. She started off the season 7 for her first 7. Hard hit ball to right field. That's a hit. They may look at trying to get her first, but Godinez too fast for that. Izzy's 2 for 2. She has the only 2 hits of the game in opposite field. Single through the right side for the Dragon shortstop. Now Ashton Reynolds, who's tailed off a little bit as well. Ashton Reynolds' average down to 353 with 18 hits and 51 plate appearances. 2 doubles, a home run, 8 RBIs. First time this year today that she has hit anywhere other than in the leadoff spot, or in Izzy's switch spot. A little blooper up the middle, lands. She shortstops. Sierra Long steps on the bag for the force, and that's all they'll have. So it's a 6 unassisted fielder's choice. Looked like Reynolds got a little bit more than what she did. But it took Richardson right to the bag, long right to the bag, excuse me, for an easy force out. Now Raven Bass. Team high 5 home runs for Raven, tied for second in RBIs with 14. She lifts one to right, pretty well hit, drifting back is Chavez. She makes the over-the-shoulder catch, just short of the track. Returning to first is Reynolds, and now there's 2 away. So again, the Dragons not quite squaring Yasin up. At least they're getting some swings, or making some contact, as Yasin struck out 6 through the first 2 innings. Now Kiara DeCrane, who worked a first inning walk. Didn't play on Friday with an injury. Against Cloud, she took a pitch in on the hands, and she finished out the Cloud game, but it was painful enough where she couldn't go on Friday. The pitch. Foul back over the center complex here at Fun Valley. Kiara hitting .302 with 13 hits, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. She had one of the most memorable debuts in Blue Dragon history. Swung through that pitch on a changeup from Yasin, and she's down in the count 1-2. Homered in her first at bat, did Kiara DeCrane against Pratt on February 9th. Went 3 for 3 with 6 RBIs. 1-2 pitch. May have chased one out of the zone, but slices a foul off to the right. Reynolds at first, now with 2 away. She reached on a fielder's choice after Izzy Godinez singled and was forced at second. Now time called. Excuse me. Little tapper up the third base line, foul. All right, now Yasin's averaging 20 pitches per inning. That was her 60th. We'll see if the Dragons can kind of outlast her and keep us at a 2-run deficit if they're not able to score here. A little slow roll out the glove. This could be a tough play. Fielded by the second baseman. There will be no play. It'll be an infield single for Kiara DeCrane. So it's 2 on and 2 out now for Bryn Stockman. And we ruled a hit.
Left fielder number
Now Brent
14,
Stockman, who took a called third in the first inning with a runner in scoring position. Curveball sweeps outside, ball 1. So we've seen a wide breaking curve from DeCrane, and the curve to a right-hander will break away from a right-handed batter. Screwball will break into a right-handed batter. Pitch another curveball lifted to right center field. This could be trouble. It's down into the gap in right center field. This should tie it up. Reynolds scores. DeCrane, it's coming to the plate. It's a 2-out triple. Another throw behind her. And getting back in safely is Bryn Stockman, and we're tied at 2. That time Bryn used the wind and drove it to the right center field gap. Again, it wasn't particularly well hit, but she got it up into the jet stream, and it carried past the shallow infielders, allowing Reynolds and DeCrane to score, and we're tied at 2. Now Cameron Pope, a 2-out RBI opportunity. Cam took a call third her first time up. So now we're tied at 2. On the 2-out triple by Bryn Stockman. The pitch. And there for a strike. It is just shocking right now how shallow these Hesston outfielders are playing against a team that has already hit 12 home runs in their first 14 games. Well hit ball, but pulled well foul by Pope, and it's 0-2 to the Blue Dragon catcher. Pope had a couple of big hits in the Garden City doubleheader that produced runs. Cam looking to increase her RBI total. That pitch went right in and hit her, and the Dragons have first and third with 2 outs. Cam plunked for the 3rd time this year. That's the 9th time a Dragon's been hit. And now it's Shelby Felvis.
Right fielder number 4, Shelby Felvis.
Felvis struck out her first time. The pitch. Curveball outside, ball 1. Now the Dragons aren't chasing that curve nearly as much, so there's an adjustment that's been made by the Hutch hitters. Little slow grounder to third, fielded by Richardson. The throw over is dug out by Schneider, and the inning is over. But the Dragons do 2-out damage of their own. Brent Stockman, a 2-out triple to the right center field gap, ties it up. Dragons get 2 runs on 3 hits and leave 2. And after 3, our new score, Hutchinson 2 and Hesston 2. Well, DJ Cannon being behind for one of the rare times of 2018, that's disappeared. Brent Stockman's 2-run triple with 2 out ties us up at 2-2 through 3 innings. Steve Carpenter back with you. Thomas Nelson tweeting away to my immediate right. He's no Denny Steckline, but then again, who is? Denny will be along tomorrow helping us out at Blue Dragon Baseball. Here's Sierra Long, the Hesston shortstop, top of the 4th inning, tied 2-2. Nice changeup from DJ, dropped right in there for a strike. Long, a strikeout victim her first time. It's Long, Chavez, and Schneider here in the Larks' 4th. The pitch. High pop, foul out play to the right. Cannon's up on the count, 0-2. That wind coming out of the north, actually a little more out of the northeast now. I think the winds are beginning to get ready to shift around more. It's going to eventually come around to the south by tomorrow, maybe even later tonight. 0-2 pitch. Long wouldn't chase the ice ball, and it's 1-2. Wind to be blowing out tomorrow at Hobart Deader. That's a no-doubter as they'll shift around from the south, and of course the press box will be rocking. That's a given. A 1-2 from Cannon. Upstairs again, 2-2. 53 pitches now for DJ. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, and that walk really came back to hurt because it was a 2-out walk that came around to score. 2-2 pitch. Got her swinging. Went away here in the 4th. That for DJ is strikeout number 4.
Right fielder number 23, Jocelyn Chavez.
Here's Jocelyn Chavez, who flew out to Brent Stockman, who made a nice running catch right along the line. Catch him fair territory and protected extra bases. Foul back. That foul ball went through the screen up top, but connects to the facade of the main complex and dropped just to my immediate left. 0-1 pitch. Changeup misses high, and it's 1-1. And the Dragons 12-2 coming into this one. Upstairs 2-1. In case you missed it and were wondering, 12-2, the Dragons have lost 3 games. Well, you would be correct, but one of those losses has become a forfeit by Rose State. They're not coming on March 3rd. Pitch in on the hands, nice location, and Chavez fists it foul, and now it's 2-2 strikes. Dragons won the first game of that afternoon down in Midwest City, but lost the second game 6-2. But we received notification of forfeiture of that game, so the Dragons are indeed 12-2. 2-2 pitch, bounces in, full count. Head coach Jamie Rose asked me who gets the win in terms of pitchers. That is a no decision, as you can't give who was the losing pitcher the win because of the forfeit. So in terms of pitching stats, all the stats count in that game with the exception of Des Schultz will not be credited with a loss. Game 2 will start at about 25 minutes after the completion of this one. We've got work to do here. 2-2 here in the 4th. Payoff pitch. Just missed. Second walk issued. Chavez walks with 1 out, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Jenna Schneider, a strikeout victim her first time. DJ came in with 55 strikeouts and 15 walks. That is now 59-17. If you're keeping track. Strike on the outside corner of Screwball. Welcome to all those Hesston Larks fans joining us. The pitch. Same location, same call, 0-2. Now do we have an illegal pitch? Oh, the runner left early. She is out. So clear of that 1-out walk as Chavez called for leaving the base too soon. So now it's bases empty, 2 away. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and just like that, the inning is over. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cannon. And we're halfway home in game number 1. It's the Dragons 2 and the Larks 2 on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you on a very sunny but chilly day. Temperatures in the low 50s with the wind out of the north, and we're tied 2-2. Hesston took a 2-0 lead in the top of the third inning, but the Dragons struck back with a Bryn Stockman 2-run triple with 2 out. That plated both Kiara DeCrane and Ashton Reynolds to tie it up at 2. Now DJ Cannon steps in to lead off the fourth. It's Cannon, Johnson in the top of the order. Godinez. DJ Cannon, who walked her first time up, takes strike 1 to start this at bat. As Ashley Yassen will be throwing her 70th pitch momentarily. Upstairs from all 1-1. Dragons coming in 12-2, 1-1 in the region. Heston's 16-7, 4-2 in the region. There's a little looper to left at left fielder Lexi Avalos moves to her left to make the catch. There's one away here in the Dragon fourth. Now Bree Johnson, who struck out looking her first time up, making her second start. Her first start came on Friday out at Garden City. Jamie Ayers had to kind of shuffle the lineup around to create the hole left by the injury to Kiara DeCrane. There's a check swing foul. That wind coming right over my left shoulder, and I'm sure you're hearing plenty through my microphone. We are in an open air press box here at Fun Valley. The 0-1's a changeup. That's a called strike. Are you kidding me? That crossed above the letters, and yet it was called a strike. 0-2 to count to Johnson. Wow. The pitch. Curveball misses away. 1-2. There have been times this afternoon that pitch has been called strikes as well. So you might be seeing where I'm siding with the home plate umpire. Not favorably. 1-2 pitch. Right on the inside corner. That was a good pitch. A strike called. And it becomes the 7th strikeout for Ashley Yasin, and now it's 107 for the year. She came into the game with 100 strikeouts already in 78 innings, only 24 walks. Now it's back to the top of the order. Izzy Godinez. Base is empty, 2 away. Godinez 2 for 2. She has 2 of the 3 Dragon hits. Strike at the knees. Not to be too critical, but I do see a fluctuating strike zone out there. Changeup swung through and miss, and Godinez down to the count, 0-2. Where the Dragons have worked the counts the first 3 innings, they're in danger of going down pretty quickly here in the 4th. 0-2 to Godinez, the pitch. Little tapper right back to you. She bobbles, and the play, she's out by half a step. And Jamie Rose a little bit incredulous to the call, but the Dragons go in order in the 4th. We head to the 5th, tied at 2. Well, the D2 softball rankings are in, and the Dragons dropped 2 spots this week. They're now number 18. They're one of 3 Jayhawk East teams ranked. Highland number 4, Cali number 8, and the Blue Dragons, number 14, and the Dragons are number 18, down 2 spots. But when we issued those reports, there was an extra loss on that record that has been forfeited back to us. It was too late to report in on the rankings report, so the Dragons will appear this week with 3 losses on the rankings, but in fact it will be only 2. Here is top of the 5th at Fun Valley, the first of 2. Lastly, Baca and Martin. Second baseman Kalen Lastly robbed of a hit on a great running catch by center fielder Ashton Reynolds here first time up. Shows bunt. The pitch is way high for ball 1. Cannon into the wind. Lifted to shallow center again, coming on as Reynolds, and this time she makes the catch. Another sliding basket catch to rob Lastly of another hit. And again, I classify Ashton as the best center fielder in the Jayhawk. You can see why. Wide range, both left and right. Good going back and great coming in. Swing and a miss by designated player Bree Baca, who grounded to short her first time up. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch is taken downstairs for a ball. Bottom 2 batters of the Hesston order are lefties that Cannon has to face. A pretty good hitter, Martin, at the top. Cannon's 1-1 to Baca. Is bunted, and Kiara DeCrane can't get her body turned around as it lands foul. If it had been bunted right at her, it would have been an easy out, but it was spinning away from her. And Kiara couldn't get the right-hand turn signal engaged quick enough. But Cannon up in the count 1-2. The pitch. In on the hands, popped up. DeCrane can't chase that one down as it lands right at the base of the fence. That was a nasty pitch. It's probably a good thing that Baca is wearing batting gloves because her hands would be ringing had she not. 1-2 pitch. Chase to rise ball, strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Cannon, 2 up and 2 down. This is where Cannon got in trouble in the third. She had retired Lastly and Baca, and then Taylor Martin worked a 2-out walk, stole a base, and ultimately came around to score on Lexi Avalos' 2-out single. Martin struck out her first time up and chases that rise ball from DJ, strike 1. 2-2 the score, top of the 5th. This key regional doubleheader. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Deej just reared back and blew one past Martin on that delivery. Wind is picked up. It's blowing toward the right field fence. Outside and high, Martin wouldn't chase, and it's 1-2. Even though it's cold, it's kind of nice to be home again. It's been so long. The pitch, upstairs 2-2. Again, February 9th. They were supposed to have 2 games, but the weather forced the cancellation of the Colby doubleheader. Been nice to play that. 2-2. Off the plate wide, and now the count is full. Again, we've seen that pitch called the other way, a strike, more than a time or two. Not insinuating anything. I'm just calling it like I've seen it. Here's the payoff to Martin. Got her swinging, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth inning for DJ Cannon with a pair of strikeouts. We head to the bottom of the 5th at Fun Valley in game number 1. The Dragons 2 and the Larks 2. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Dragons coming up, home half of the fifth, tied at 2. In this pitcher's duel between Hutchinson's DJ Cannon and Hesston's Ashley Yassen. Coming in today, good to see old friend and Hutchinson Community College graduate Rusty Wisher. He's from Hesston and has worked for the college and for the newspaper. Although he's working a story. Nice to see actual journalism being performed in the city of Hutchinson. So, howdy to Rusty. Ashton Reynolds to lead off the 5th inning for the Blue Dragons. Hutch hit Hesston 4-3. Hard hit ball, left field line. That's a fair ball and into the corner. Extra bases for Reynolds. She looks at Ben Woodsett. The stop sign's up. It's a leadoff double for Reynolds. 3rd double of the year, 4th extra base hit for the sophomore. And she represents the go-ahead run with Raven Bass coming to the plate. Raven has struck out and flown out to right field. Up in the box is Raven, slightly open stance. The pitch. Hell hit ball right center field. This has got a chance and it's gone. Ravens' last 3 home runs have gone to right center field. 2 against Garden City on Friday, and now a 2-run shot here gives Hutchinson their first lead of the afternoon, now leading Hesston 4-2. And that's where the wind is right now, blowing toward right and right center. 6 home run by Raven. She ties Kiara DeCrane for the RBI lead at 16. That is the 4th home run surrendered this season by Yassen.
Third baseman number 16, Kiara DeCrane.
Now Kiara DeCrane's been on base twice, a walk, a single, and a run scored. She scored from first on Bryn Stockman's triple. She takes lone in ball 1. So through 2 innings, Yassen struck out 6 Dragons. She struck out 1 since. High fly ball left field. This has a chance, and it's gone. Back-to-back home runs, and the Dragons lead at 5-2. DeCrane takes the RBI lead right back from Raven Bass as she hits her 5th home run. RBI number 17, and the Dragons have a 5-2 lead. A double and back-to-back home runs by the Dragons here in the 5th. And on both of those shots, it didn't matter how shallow the Hesston outfield was. They were over their heads and over the wall. Now Brent Stockman, who tied this thing up with a huge 2-out, 2-run double in the 3rd. Takes a curveball, lone away, ball 1. So the Dragons have definitely made an adjustment and are laying off the curveball. They're also a little tighter on the plate as well. 2-0 to Stockman now, and that pitch low. You see Yassen, her body language has changed dramatically in about the last 10 pitches. Dragons now with 7 hits. Slow curveball outside 3-0. Here's the cripple Bryn in there for a strike, 3-1. Scoreboard has 2-1, but I'm sure it's 3-1. So Bryn can be very selective here. Big changeup on the inside corner for a strike, and it's a full count. Thought that pitch might have crossed a bit high as well, but now it's a full count to Brent Stockman. The pitch. Little tapper along first, foul. Stockman stays alive. And the Dragons have gotten that pitch count up. Now 88 pitches for Ashley Yassen. The pitch. Pulled foul. Once again, the 3-2 to Stockman. Taking upstairs, ball 4. Yassen didn't get the call on that one. So 4 straight have reached to start the 5th. Now Hesston head coach Andrew Sharp out to the circle. Reynolds doubled inside the third base bag, or down the left field line, excuse me, about a foot fair. Then Bass hit a 2-run home run the opposite way to right center. That made it 4-2. 2 pitches later, Kiara DeCrane left the yard on a shot to left field. Now the Dragons lead at 5-2. 5 of the 7 Dragon hits have gone for extra bases. 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Now Cam Pope. Cameron 0 for 1. She was caught looking to start the 2nd and then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Strike call on a fastball. So again, it bears notice that Yassen had 6 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. Has recorded only 1 since through the first 2 or the next 2+ innings. Pitch taken downstairs, nice block by Amarante. That keeps Stockman at first. She has good wheels. And the outfield shallow by the Larks. As shallow as I've ever seen an opposing outfield play here. Especially with the wind blowing out. Ball to Pope, 2-1. She wasn't sure. They kind of had her staggered a little bit. She's ahead in the count now, 2 balls and 1 strike. See if Ben Whitsitt will put Stockman in motion. She does not. It's a changeup, and it's 3-1 to Pope right now. Why would you? Dragons this year, though, when running on the base, is 18 for 18. Stockman's 2 for 2. That's in there for a strike. And Pope and Yassen have gone as far as they could go. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff. Hard hit ball, just fouled down the left field line. Change my hat around to see if my bill can stop that wind going right down my coat. That wind is just nippy enough to drive you nuts. Once again, the 3-2. Pope stays alive again as the Dragons continue to run up the pitch count on the Hesston starter, Ashley Yassen. 3-run inning so far. The first 4 have reached, 3 have scored. Back-to-back home runs by Bass and DeCrane. Cam pulls that one, foul to stay alive. I think that might have been more of a self-preservation swing. That pitch was right in order. Once again, the payoff pitch. Grounded left side, fielded by the third base. And only play will be to first as Richardson throws over to Snyder to record the first out. Stockman moves up to second. So a productive out for Cam Pope, moving the runner up to second. Now right fielder Shelby Felvis. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to third.
Right fielder number 4, Shelby Felvis.
Swing and a miss on a changeup. Coming into this season, over her last 3, head coach Jamie Rose's teams were combined 58 games over 500. You can add 10 more to that with the 12-2 start. 68 games over 500 over the last 3+ years. Felvis takes high on pitch number 101 from Yasin. Dragons have had a couple of 40-win seasons under Rose, but the last 3 years really have been kind of the coming out party. Bunted through for a strike. No, delayed steal it in safely at third to Stockman. So Bryn gets her third steal of the year. Felvis down in the count 1-2. The wind in the pitch. Curveball outside, 2-2. And right now, early in the game, Yasin was getting that pitch. Not right now. And that's advantage Blue Dragons. 2-2 to Felvis. Through the right side for a base hit in at 6-2, Hutchinson. Felvis with her 15th RBI of the year, and Hutchinson has a 7-2 lead as Stockman scores, so the delayed steal pays off. She wouldn't have been able to score on that play from second with the shallow infield or the shallow outfield. Now 8 hits for Hutchinson, and here's DJ Cannon. Showing bunt, takes high and outside, ball 1. DJ has walked and flown out to left. She has taken to social media trying to break her batting slump with some inspirational baseball/softball quotes. Ground ball left side, that's in for a hit. A little bouncing ball the other way through the 5-6 hole. The Dragons now have 9 hits in the game. They have a chance to really break this thing open. And I think we're going to get a pinch runner at first base for DJ Cannon. (6-2) Dragons now, a 4-run inning. And we will see who that pinch runner is momentarily, as nobody has emerged from the dugout yet. And I'm quite certain that the home plate umpire will not tell the official score, which is also us. And indeed, he does not. So we'll just get it ourselves. Turn it down. DJ stays at first base. And Natalie Semmel will pinch hit. Okay, so there we go. Strike 1 to the freshman from Woodward, Oklahoma. Natalie 3 for 14 to start a home run and 4 RBIs. So she's pinch hitting for Bree Johnson. Swung through that pitch, and it's 0-2. The pitch, way upstairs, 1-2 to Semmel. That got the start behind the plate in both games at Garden City, as Jamie Rose had to move Cam Pope to third base for the injured Kiara DeCrane. Down to the count, 1-2. Yasin's pitch. Tap foul, and she stays alive. This third time around the order, the Dragons have had some gritty at-bats against Ashley Yasin. Hutchinson's now out-hit Hesston 9-3. Talked a little bit with Ray Geary yesterday. His one word to describe the Hesston softball team is scrappy, which makes them hard outs and a hard team to beat. 1-2. Pitch taken low and in. The Dragons dance around the bases, but Amarante delivers nothing. You've seen that scrappy aspect from the Dragons here as this game one wears on. 2-2 to the count now to Semmel. The pitch. That's a little up the middle and fielded by the second baseman, Leslie. And they'll get the force up for unassisted. And that'll be the only play. And now there's 2 outs. Again, just off the end of the bat. Velvis at third now, Semmel at first, and it's back to the top of the order and Izzy Godinez. I think we might get a pinch runner as Bree will probably return to pinch run. Indeed, she does. So she takes over for Semmel at first base and will return as the second baseman. So Johnson at first, Felvis at third, Izzy Godinez the batter. 2 for 3, a double, a single. Before this inning, she's probably had the best swings against Yasin as anybody. Change up on the outside corner, a strike. Dragons out here Friday and Saturday. Come on out. The weather's going to be gorgeous. Much warmer than it is today. The pitch. And the dirt runner goes. No throw. Now a snap throw to third. Back in safely as Felvis. Bree Johnson will be credited with the stolen base. The Dragons are now 20 for 20 on the season. Johnson stealing her second of the year. The pitch. A little bit low. 2-2. Or 2-1, excuse me. Or 2-2. Whoever's running the scoreboard is about 2 pitches behind routinely. The pitch. In the dirt. Nice block by Amarante. No advancement by the Dragons. And Godinez has worked to count full. Nope, it is 3-1. The pitch. Ball 4. Bases are loaded. Loaded for Ashton Reynolds, who got this thing started with a double down the left field line that landed about a foot fair. And Raven Bassett, a 2-run home run. Kiara DeCrane backed her up with a solo shot. 4 runs in the inning. The Dragons have batted around. Ashton now 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. The pitch. Curveball off the plate wide, ball 1. As Yasin's pitch count reaches 118. 70 have been in the zone for strikes, so the ratio is not too bad. Grab ball along third, fielded by Richardson. She runs back to the bag to force Bree Johnson. The Dragons are done in the 5th, but a big turn for Hutchinson as they come up with 4 runs on 5 hits. There were no errors, and they strand 3. But back-to-back home runs, a 2-run home run by Raven Bass, a solo shot by Kiara DeCrane, gives Hutchinson a 6-2 lead after 5 innings over the Hesston College Larks at Fun Valley. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you. Thomas Nelson to my immediate right. Mr. Twitter this afternoon. Leonie Weinkamper down on the camera. Nathan Light running the broadcast. And Brandon Sams is trying to get a suntan down there as he's running the show. How's it going, Brandon? Top of the sixth rolls around here in game number one. Hutchinson with a 6-2 lead. Here's Lexi Avalos. She has an RBI single that gave the Larks a very short-lived 1-0 lead. DJ Cannon misses high, ball one. Avalos 1 for 2. The line on Cannon through 5 innings. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. The pitch. High pop. Wind blowing it, and it's now a foul ball. It hit right on the line, but the Dragons made a very smart play and didn't touch it. Now the error was Avalos didn't run it out. Had that thing dropped and stayed fair, it had been an easy out for the Dragons, but Hutchinson wasn't going to be able to make a play on it. Here's Cannon's 1-1. Looped into center and down for a hit. Avalos has 2 hits. 4th hit allowed by Cannon.
Third baseman number 22, Kendall Richardson.
And she just served that one into center field. Now Kendall Richardson, the third baseman. She roped a double to right center field over the head of Shelby Felvis. That allowed Avalos to score to give Hesston a 2-0 lead to that point. Well hit ball left center field. Nobody will get to this one. It will go to the fence. Flying around third is Avalos, but she's now the brakes being put on as Ashton Reynolds gets it quickly into Izzy Godinez. So Richardson now 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles, and it's a little bit of trouble here in the 6th for the Dragons. The first 2 have reached. Second and third, nobody out for the catcher, Sam Emirante. A double and a strikeout. The pitch. In on the hands, a little looper that drops into left field for a hit. Avalos down the line to score, and it's 6-3. So what was a pretty good pitch from Cannon right into the hands of Amarante, and she muscles it over the head of Izzy Godinez. A run scores. Now it's runners at the corners, nobody out. Richardson now at third, and it's 6-3. It's another tying run at the plate. Pitch taken outside for a ball. Pitch fouled back, and now the Larks getting some very aggressive swings on DJ Cannon. 3 runs allowed. I'll have to check for sure, but I think that either ties the most or is the most DJ has allowed so far in 2018. Changeup swung on and missed, and now Cannon up in the count 1-2. So the Larks showing some of that scrappiness that Ray Geary was talking about. Pop foul out of play. One thing I haven't seen today, and I mentioned this early in the season, about how much more comfortable DJ Cannon was pitching inside. Haven't seen a whole lot of that today, and that might be part of the Larks pitching away from him. Pitch upstairs, 2-2. Very free swinging and aggressive swinging Larks appear to be pretty good inside ball hitters. Pitch. Called strike 3, no doubt about it. Cannon gets her 9th strikeout, and it comes in a huge spot. Now 1 away here in the 6th for Jocelyn Chavez, the right fielder. Chavez has flown out and walked, and now Andrew Sharp talking with the home plate
umpire, and I think either we are probably going to get a pinch runner for Amarante over at first. We don't have a 12. The roster on the conference site does not show a number 12. Get on their website. So 12, we'll try to get a name here shortly, but pinch running at first base. There's a shot down the left field line. Hook's just foul. Josie Knoll was in on the conference roster on the website of the JAC conference. So we'll get her added into our stat system. At the center field, Ashton Reynolds makes the catch. Now they got a chance at a double play at first, and they do, and the inning is over. The pinch runner Knoll lost track of how many outs there are, and Ashton Reynolds doubles her off, and the inning is over. So only one run comes across for the Larks in the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Our new score: Hutchinson 6 and Hesston 3. For the Larks, Kendall Richardson re-enters the game at third base. She was pinch ran for, and then Josie Knoll makes a huge base running mistake for the Larks. Kind of had DJ on the ropes, but Knoll lost track of how many outs there were and was 2/3 of the way up the line when Ashton Reynolds came in and made the catch, and it turned into a pretty easy double play. Now Raven Bass to lead off the sixth for Hutchinson. Dragons leading 6-3 here in game number one. Bass, a 2-run home run to give the Dragons at that time their first lead of the game, and only lead at 4-2. It has since grown to 6-3. Raven now with 6-0 with hard hit ball, bobbled by the second baseman. Lastly recovers and throws Bass out at first. She trips over the bag, but she's up fine. And the Dragon dugout getting quite a chuckle over it. So one away, now Kiara DeCrane, who immediately followed Bass's home run in Hutchinson's 4-run fifth inning with a solo home run of her own.
16, Kiara DeCrane.
That was DeCrane's 5th home run of the year, and she immediately took the RBI lead back from Raven, now with 16. She takes the first pitch here for a ball. The pitch. Foul outside of third. Ben Whitsitt doing his best Jamel Cervantes imitation, except he didn't even go near the ball. You have to listen to more Blue Dragon baseball to really get that one. Shouldn't even offered that one up for hard hit ball center field. It's over the center fielder's head and over the wall for a home run. A laser beam shot for DeCrane, and the Dragons get that run back and lead it 7-3. A 2-home run game for Kiara. She now ties Raven Bass for the team lead with 6 and has 18 RBIs The Dragons lead it 7-3 with a 3 home run game. That did not need much time to leave the yard. So the Dragons regain their 4-run cushion.
Left fielder number 14, Bryn Stockman.
Now here's Bryn Stockman. She had the key hit of the game, trailing 2-0. Stockman tripled with 2 outs and drove in 2 to tie it up in the 3rd inning. Bryn takes ball 1. Bryn playing left field. She got her first start in the circle on Friday and picked up a win. 4 and 2/3 innings, or 4 2/3 innings. Swings through that pitch, and it's 1-1. Pitched very well against the Brockbusters. Back to Blue Dragons, 4-0 against Jayhawk West competition, the Division I teams. There's a strike, and it's 1-2 to Stockman. That's why I really would have liked to have played that Colby doubleheader here in mid-February. See if the Dragons can go 6-0 against the Jayhawk West. Pitch taken a little bit low, 2-2. Kiara DeCrane, 2 home run game. The pitch. Line shot right field, and it gets through the left fielder and all the way to the wall. Stockman can fly. She's already making the turn toward third as the ball's being picked up. Ben Whitsitt puts the stop sign on. It's going to be a single and a 2-base error. But Stockman at third with a little chance to create some more cushion. So a single and a 2-base error charged Jocelyn Chavez. That ball was scalded, but it was right at her and should have been stopped. And now it's strike 1 to Cameron Pope. Cam looking for her first hit, 0 for 2, and was hit by a pitch. So now Yasin delivers pitch number 130. It's downstairs for ball 1-1. Pitch count in softball not nearly as watched closely as it is in baseball nowadays. Fouled off by Pope, and it's 1-2. Go back several years ago to the Women's College World Series in Arizona. Wildcat pitcher Taryn Mowat, a little tapper in front of the plate, fielded by Yasin to throw to first in time. Now the runner tries to score, in safely as Stockman to make it 8-3. So Cam has a couple of productive outs and drives in a run, her 6th of the year. Stockman scores, and the Dragons lead at 8-3. Run will be unearned right now. Another base hit, it'll become her. Going as Shelly Fellis steps in with bases empty and 2 away, going back to Taryn Mowat. She pitched every pitch of that College World Series. They had to come through the losers bracket and there force them, and then had to pitch all 3 games. She pitched 87 innings in that World Series, ended up being the tournament MOP. Swing and a miss from Felvis, and it was one of the more impressive performances of individual courage that you've ever seen. In fact, she won an ESPY for that effort. Ground ball to second, fielded by Lastly on the short hop. Over to first in time, and the Dragons are done in the 6th. But Kiara DeCrane hits her 2nd home run of the game, and Bryn Stockman beats the play at the plate on a ground out. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We head to the 7th here in game number 1. It's the Dragons 8 and the Larks 3. Dragons 3 outs away from win number 13. DJ Cannon staked to a 5-run lead. Hutchinson with 2 in the third, 4 in the fifth, 2 more in the sixth. 3 home run afternoon. Dragons have out hit Hesston 11-6 in this one. And Cannon will face the lower third of the Hesston order, Schneider, Lastly, and Baca. Dragons trailed 2-0 after 2.5 innings. Lexi Avalos, an RBI single. Kendall Richardson, an RBI double. But then the Dragons struck back. First pitch swinging. He's popped over the glove of Cannon. She recovers. Backhand flips to Bass for the out. Nice play by DJ to retire Jenna Snyder. That was a tough play. Bree Johnson playing deep wasn't going to get there. So DJ showed her defensive prowess, recovering nicely after she couldn't make the catch. Been picked up and backhand flip to Bass for the first out. Now there's Lassie. Drops the bunt down, but it's foul. Through now 6 in the third innings, DJ Cannon has allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs. She has struck out 9 and walked 2. Normally a lot more ground outs for Deej, but 6 fly ball outs, only 2 ground ball outs. A little slap down the left field line, and it goes foul. So interesting on Hesston's part that they're basically just trying to slap anything away. They've had some success with it. Cannon has given up a season-high 3 runs, but she's an out away from her 8th win of the year. Curveball way high and outside, 1-2. This will be, once completed, career win number 27 for DJ Cannon. The 1-2. Struck her out. And there's two-way. Strikeout number 10. Then I'll bring up Bree Baca.
Designated player number 4, Bree Baca.
First pitch, rounded to third. Big hop, bobble by DeCrane. Now the throw pulls her off. There'll be an error on DeCrane, and the game stays alive. For DJ Cannon, she has a season-high 12 strikeouts. She's at 10 right now. So now it's back to the top of the order, and center fielder Taylor Martin. Strike called. Martin 0 for 2. She has sandwiched a walk and a run scored with a stolen base around 2 strikeouts. Cannon's pitch count at 95. Popped up, and it'll get back out of play right over our heads. Must be a lot more plywood up there now. That would be a loud metal bang back in the day. Cannon ahead of the count, 0-2 on Martin. The pitch. Screwball misses away, 1-2. That likely a setup for what's about to happen in one of the next 2 pitches. Cannon gets a sign from Cam Pope. Goes into the wind, the 1-2. Wouldn't chase the pitch upstairs, and now Martin pushes it back to 2-2. Game number 2 will be about 25 minutes after the completion of this one. Dragons looking for their 13th victory of the season. The pitch. High fly, right field, back toward the fence. Drifting back is Felvis, and she can't make the play. 1 run scores, and Martin ends up at third, and it's not done yet. It'll be a triple for Martin. Shelby was playing more toward right center field, and it just got over her head. So it's an unearned run, and any other subsequent runs that may score out of this are unearned because of the 2-out error. All 4 Dragon runs, or 3 of the 4 Dragon runs, have come with 2 outs, and now Lexi Avalos, a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored. The pitch. Upstairs for a ball. That was pitch number 100. The pitch. Round ball to second. Bree Johnson has it. On to Bass, and the game is over. Blue Dragons go to 13-2, and DJ Cannon moves to 8-0 with an 8-4 victory over Hesston College in game number 1 of this Region 6 doubleheader. We'll total and wrap up game number 1 right after this break. Welcome back to Fun Valley. Hutchinson softball completes the game 1 victory. 8-4 over Hesston in this Region 6 doubleheader. Steve Carpenter with you. Game number 2 will be in about 25 minutes. Let's wrap up game number 1. First of the victorious Blue Dragons, now 13-2 on the year. Their totals are 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 8 left on base. For the Hesston College Larks, they now drop to 16-8 overall. The Larks have 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base. The winning pitcher, DJ Cannon, she strikes out 10 and goes to 8-0 on the season. Ashley Yassen takes the loss. She falls to 9-4, and the first game took 1 hour and 54 minutes to complete. Hesston took a 2-0 lead in the 3rd inning on an RBI single by Lexi Avalos and an RBI double by Kendall Richardson. But the Dragons tied it up immediately in the bottom of the inning with a 2-out, 2-run double by Bryn Stockman. That tied it up at 2 after 3. Move forward 2 innings. And Ashton Reynolds leads off the 5th with a double down the left field line. Raven Bass hits her 6th home run of the year, an opposite field shot to right center. The Dragons take their first lead of the game at 4-2, a lead they wouldn't relinquish. Right after Bass's home run, Kiara DeCrane hits the first of her 2 home runs. That made it 5-2. It turned out to be a 4-run inning. Hesston scratched out a run in the 6th. The Dragons immediately got it back as Kiara DeCrane hits her 2nd home run of the game. And Bryn Stockman beat out a ground ball out to second base off the bat of Cam Pope. Beat it out the plate to make it at that time 8-3. Hesston scratches a run across in the 7th, and the Blue Dragons get the win 8-4. So now Hutchinson 13-2 overall. Hesston falls to 16-8 with game number 2 coming up in approximately 25 minutes. That's going to do it from Fun Valley for game number 1. Again, you'll have to switch links to game number 2 on BlueDragonSports.com and the Blue Dragon Sports Network. For Brandon Sams and his staff, Thomas Nelson and myself, Steve Carpenter, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again in about 20 minutes. Until then, Steve Carpenter from Fun Valley. So long, everybody.